said, take my money, rob me till I'm hungry, with nothing to lose. Take my love away with my soul, you shorten my fuse. Well, torture me, break my heart and soul, till I'm numbed by the pain. Or prison me in your world till I've nothing to lose but my chains. Whoever you find to accompany you, Eileen, they'll begin at the end. Wherever we start, wherever we finish, I'll always love you like a friend, you silly cow. And the dreams that we breathe through, oh, I keep us warm, guy. The dreams that we breathe through, oh, I keep us warm, guy. Following the wind, we'll keep on moving, following the wind. We'll keep on moving to give you joy, to give you gladness, to give you life and to guide you from madness, to give you joy, to give you gladness, to give you life and to guide you from madness. You raise a toast to your ex-husband and his ex-wife, giving me the madness that comes with a love of life, and the one that loves another man's wife, herself, her kids and her scars that he has learned in his own wounds. Broken hearts and promises the slave knows the other slave's tunes, and can sing them together to break the proud chains of loneliness. I can sing them together to break the proud chains of loneliness. To give you joy, to give you gladness, to give you life and to guide you from madness. To give you joy, to give you gladness, to give you life and to guide you from madness. Maybe the dreams that we breathe through, oh, will keep us warm. The dreams that we breathe through, oh, will keep us warm. Following the wind, we'll keep on moving, following the wind. We'll keep on moving to give you joy, to give you gladness, to give you life and to guide you from madness. To give you joy, to give you gladness, to give you life and to guide you from madness. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Oh, I think I remembered that one. I might have missed a verse there. I don't know. But, you know, when you're your own songs, you can do what you like, I suppose, kind of. I suppose, you know. I don't know. But I'll do a slower one, in case you like slow dancing. I'll try this key. I don't know why. When I recorded this one, I put some cello on it. Cello and viola. I love cello. If I was born again. Anyway, I love those Bach suites. Cello suites, Rostropovich, and anyway, yeah, something about them. And I've recorded, anyway, so I put some cello on, some viola and violin and double bass, and actually a pedal steel on it as well, yeah, pedal, lovely. And when I'd record, I put a lot of delay on it when I recorded it, so hasn't arrived yet. It's probably Southampton Airport going around that carousel, you know, that lonely bag with all the zips undone and everything's coming out of it. It's probably, yeah. But anyway, I'll have a go at this one. I might forget it, but I don't know. I've got to try. I won't know until I start it, if I forget it or not, if you know what I mean. I won't know until I can't finish it, I suppose. Yeah, you could say. We'll see. Anyway, it's nice to have a slow one. I like slow songs. So anyway, it starts really quietly, this one. It started. It's really quiet. I know. I've got one that's even quieter than that, but I know. It's just yeah. It's got to come. It's got to come. It's coming. It will arrive. It's just songs do. They just arrive suddenly, and they kind of, you know, when you have, you might have friends that are a couple, you know. And they're always together, and you love the way they were together. They're really affectionate with each other, And, they'd be holding hands and they'd do little things for each other. And they were inseparable, even when they were trying to strangle each other. You couldn't get them apart, but they were. You could tell a lot of tenderness there. And I'm talking about all kinds of relationships here, gay, heterosexual, whatever. Anyway, but always together, and you were really good friends with them both, and they're always together. But one day they split up, and you don't know why. You don't know why. They've just suddenly separated, and you think, and you're a bit worried because, it's like losing a limb if you've been that long together. But anyway, you feel a bit nosy if you ask and intruding, so you don't, But so you're sitting at home one evening, you're sitting at home and watching the fire, and you turn it over. It's still the same fire. You turn the log though, because you don't have a telly. And anyway, you're sitting there, and the bell doesn't ring. The doorbell doesn't ring because it's been broken for a while. But moments later, there's a knock. You hear that, and you know that knock so you go and answer, and it's one half of that couple. It is. It's one half. Oh, come in. I'll put the kettle on. And then you do that. It's statement, and you realise after what you need a stiff drink. Both of you need a stiff drink. So I don't mean a pint of concrete. I mean, you know what I mean. Anyway, and you're talking away. Well, you're not talking. You're listening, because they're overflowing. They're brimming with the upset and worries, and you got the tissues come out, and give us a hug. Come here. Oh, and anyway, this goes on for quite a while, and until I don't know. It was about 2:30 in the morning. Actually, it was about 23 minutes to 3. Actually, they left. They left, and you go to bed, But a few nights later, the doorbell rings this time. The doorbell rings because your friend, she fixed it on the way out. There was just a loose wire on the doorbell, and it just wasn't meeting the battery, and that. And she'd done an evening. Luckily, she knew a lot about electrical engineering. She did, because she studied that, oil changing and everything, evening classes. Anyway, so you go and answer the door, and it's the other half of the couple. Oh, come in. I'll go straight for the stiff drink this time. You forget the kettle. Nah. Anyway, same thing again. You're talking away, you're listening, and come here. And you realise after a while that there's more than two sides to a story. More than one side. There's, and it could be three sides to a story. And depending on the kind of relationship it is, it might, in a heterosexual one anyway, there might be there's her side of the story, there's his side of the story, and then there's the truth. So it's a song about that, and see, even that kind of that noise. There's a solo in it. But and stories, they get passed down to us, don't they? I used to think Bible stories were told around a fire. They were told around a fire. Oh yeah, your uncle. Oh, Joe, Joseph, that coat. Oh, the colours. And your auntie. God, your great auntie actually. But she, embroidery. Oh, she got the yellows there, and there was the yellow, and mixed with the blues, it became greens, and then they mixed with the reds and became orange, and then took her months. He only wore it twice, a little bugger. He just wore it twice. But that was and you just think of these anyway. Stories, and then they get translated, lost in. So priestesses became virgins, and then I don't know. He got Paul, bloody hell, he didn't ever have met Jesus Christ. That's revisionism, isn't it? I don't know. It's called journalism, kind of you get nowadays. Not embedded journalism, obviously. And he invented sin. He's got a lot to answer for. Anyway, Paul. Yeah. Anyway, and he was sainted as well. Anyway, but so this might be a song about that. Different sides to a story, and kind of things like that. So so I'll do it finally. Let's have a go. There was something else I was going to say, but it's gone out of my head now. So you're lucky. We could all have scrambled eggs we could all have breakfast together, couldn't we? Yeah. All is fair in love and war, some say, and all is fair in hunger and love. But lies and loud rumours grow to be truths when they are repeated enough. You might hear someone complaining and blaming me, but you never heard me tell my side of our story. I could paint a different picture of a woman I loved, but in the telling there would be no glory. We were both victims, we are both victims, victims of circumstance. And if you take the words of others you've heard, then we haven't a chance. I can't forgive myself for being untrue to that love of mine. I admit that I pretended, but now she has invented a list of other defects and crimes. Now I'm shamefaced, awkward and shy, caught and complete in some twilight zone of tittle, tattle and lies. I can't do anything right since I became very accident prone. We were both victims, we are both victims, victims of circumstance. And if you take the words of others you've heard, then we haven't a chance. Don't take my side, I can't forgive myself for causing heartache and pain. I was lost, I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just wish someone would let me explain. Though we were both lonely, we are both lonely, looking for love and romance. And if you take the words of others you've heard, then we haven't a chance. I won't defend myself, or I would have to tell tales of loveless rebukes and put downs. That is why I let an old friend hold me and take me to a place that was out of bounds. We were both lonely, we are both lonely, looking for love and romance. And if you take the words of others you've heard, then we haven't a chance. We were both victims, we are both victims, victims of circumstance. And if you take the words of others you've heard, then we haven't a chance. Hey, you. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Yeah, I know. Stories, eh? How they get... I don't know what Rupert Murdoch's version of the Bible would be like. I don't know, really. I don't know. Feeds the 5,000. But who does the washing up? You know, or I don't know. I don't know. Or Daily Mail. Anyway, let's try this one. I'll never get this one. When you're travelling, I don't know, it changes after a while, but when you're travelling, if you might have just eaten, you know, you never know what the next meal's coming sometimes. Of course, if you work in a restaurant, that's great, because, you know, kitchen is a good place to work, because you shouldn't go hungry in the kitchen, unless you're a crap cook, I suppose. But there's always food there, in there, apples and... Anyway, but, you know, when you're travelling, you never... So if you might have just eaten, but someone offers you some food, you say, yes, please. And you eat it. And then, of course, there comes a time later on when you realise, you know, you've got a fridge, there's a pantry there, because you settle down, you stop, or you're just getting bigger. And it's not like hamsters where they keep all the food in there, you know, jaws. You just decide, yeah, I can wait now. No, I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, I know when to stop. Unless it's popcorn, of course. But anyway, so yeah, this song might be about that. And my grandma and granddad, I've got a song from, I'll do a song from grandma later. But it was their wedding anniversary or something, and we got some towels for them. There were some lovely towels. They were beautiful towels, a really deep pile on them. And in fact, you know, they were so lovely and luxurious. Like, if you had a wet face, you could just put the towel on like that, take it off, and your face would be dry. And there'd be an image of your face in the towel, you know, which obviously like Turin Shroud, which I guess maybe was a towel, perhaps. I don't know. Turin Shroud. I have no idea. Yeah, and we got these. Anyway, of course, Grandpa died, and then Grandma died much later, a bit later, and we had to go and clear her flat up. She lived in these tower blocks in London, Woodbury Down Estate. It was Rowley Gardens. They had lifts in them. We used to play as kids. We used to go up and down the lifts, playing chase and hide and seek, and then leaning over the balcony and spitting, all the way down the street. Yeah, and the wind might blow it away, the froth, but just checking gravity. It fascinates kids, and doing that and hoping someone doesn't look up, but half hoping that they might, I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, and it might blow off cool. Anyway, but anyway, we went around the clinic, and I got my granddad. Granddad was a cabinet maker. So I got his tool boy at home and a cocktail cabinet. You open it up, the lights come on. There's a mirror there. I don't know what that. Anyway, the mirror there. Anyway, I don't think they did any of that stuff. But anyway, it's very pretty. And there was a stand I made at school in woodwork, a lamp stand. I used to love woodwork, and I love metalwork even more. But a lamp stand I made, and I forgot all about that. I wish I kept it. Everyone went to a charity shop somewhere. But anyway, in the cupboard there were the towels. Yeah, still wrapped up. She was still using the threadband ones, and there was all these empty, plastic bags. Throw nothing away, that generation. Well, I still do that on guitar strings. I've got all my old guitar strings. I don't throw them away. I keep them. Very useful for. I lived in Orkney for 9 years, and it's a windy place. And I thought I'd make a wind sculpture, because take the kids to school. The railings used to whistle. The harmonics on the school railings were lovely, and the barbed wire fences for the sheep with sheep wool on them hanging. We used to thrum in the in the wind, and just had to be a good engineer really to make sure it didn't fall down, because the wind. And anyway. I was going to call it a wind blether, and then it was a wind banjo. I think all these names. Anyway, so yeah, throw nothing away. So it's a song about that as well, I suppose. And also, if you were a nurse these days, a student nurse, student doctor, or if you're a nurse these days and you wanted a candlelit dinner for two at a food bank, then this song's for you as well. It's getting harder. Huh? Anyway. La la la, la de die, borodom borai. La la la, korodiana boram la. La la la, la de die, borodom borai. Orom borom, ganudiana, orom borom, ganudiana, orom borom, ganudiana, orom borom. It rains on other people's gardens. Me, I'm suffering drought. They're all harvesting fruit trees. Me, at least I have this tiny sprout. I caught a tiddler in the river. I didn't catch a trout. The quickest way for me to feel rich is to know what I can live without. Is to realise what I can live without. I once bought a round of drinks that I couldn't afford, trying to look like I was living like a lord. I let myself be robbed, call it generosity. I never charged anyone, always gave it for free. I had nothing left to lose, I had everything to win. I was keeping the wolves from the door. Then I decided to invite them in. Then I decided to invite them in. La la la, orodiganan borala. La la la, la di di, borobom borai. Oh la la, orodiganan boraila. La la la, la di di, borobom borai. Oroporom ganudiana, oroporom ganudiana, oroporom harudiana, oroporom. I'm getting thin, I'm losing weight, while other people are looking plump and stout. Some live on roast beef, some we live on spuds and sauerkraut. Why did I walk into this bar? Here comes another round of drinks that I can't afford to shout. The quickest way for me to feel rich is to know what I can live without it. To realise what I can live without. Oh, I got used to being hungry. I got used to drought. How could I accept things I never had, and that I'd always loved to live without? Ain't it strange the wounds you get used to? Carry heartbreak and pains. I used to being careful with money, used to wood fires and being calm in hurricanes. I got used to being poor and in trouble. Used to being in jail. People say it's strange, relaxing, getting comfortable, and sleeping on a bed of nails. And sleeping on a bed of nails. La la la, orodiganambora la la la, la di di, oromborai, oromporo, harodiana, oromporo, harodiana, oromporo, harodiana, oromporo. Christ turned water into wine at the last supper, and I don't doubt that my first meal of the day might be the leftovers of scraps that they throw out. I tried the cocktail lounge of the Starvation Army. The pea soup was almost out, but I got a crust of bread to mop out my bowl. I was so happy to eat, I nearly swallowed my mouth. Everyone has plenty, me, I ain't got out. I'm washing rags, my clothes are warm. People tell me I look like I lay about. I tell myself in not being thrifty, like a good Boy Scout. The quickest way for me to feel rich is to know what I can live without, is to realise what I can live without. I stand around useless like an old scarecrow. When I get up in the morning, I get vertigo. Who made no friend who never made a foe? Would we love life more if we were on death row? I went walking by the river of Bermondsey, a Battersea Bridge, Wandsworth, Chelsea. I felt like an orphan, like a refugee. Was I following the Thames, or was it following me? Was I following the Thames, or was it following me? See what little I have, it looks like diddly squat, but when you have nothing, a little is a lot. La la la, orodiganambora la la la, la di di, borobomboro la la la, orodia la 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 la. La di di, oromborai, oromporong, alodiana, oromporong, alodiana, oromporong, alodiana, oromporong, alodiana, hey. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Hello out there in Zoom land. If a tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, is that because the Zoom microphone's not on? Or I'm going to do a song for my mum. I'm going to do a song for my mum. Shirley. Shirley's her name. She used to ring up as well, like my Auntie Sadie. That Auntie Sadie is my mum's aunt. She's my great aunt. My grandma's youngest sister, and yeah, she was lovely, but she did pass away. Yeah, so it was lovely to hear her voice again, conjuring her up. But yeah, Mum, bless you. I should have brought my trombone in. Anyway, yeah, no. Shirley's her name, but I call her my mum. And if you want to join in on the chorus, just sing your mum's name on the chorus, or whoever looked after you. I don't know, Big Brother or Big Sister Jew, or Dr. Bernardo Jew, or grandmother or grandfather, or maybe you were brought up by wolves. That's why I lick the plate. I think it's to do with, that canine upbringing. I hate to waste anything. That gravy. Anyway, look, we lost Mum and Dad. Dad went first, actually. Dad passed away April the 1st. And he did love joking, but it wasn't April Fool's. No, he didn't come back and go, hey, I'm not really, no, he didn't do that. And it's strange because, so he. And Dad always said, he used to, he said, always used to say, I'm going to go to university when I die, and I'm going to do the same, and he's going to do the same, so and what he meant by that was he said he's going to give his body to science, that's what he said. So, and I've done the same. At Glasgow University can have mine, or Edinburgh, if they need it. Otherwise, it's a bin bag, I guess. I don't know really. But anyway, and I'm proud of him for that. Anyway, but it's strange. So he died on April the 1st. Mum, they hadn't seen each other for 35 years. They separated, and she died 9 days later. And we had a funeral for her. So Mum and Dad ran away to get married because of religion, and so she wanted to. So we weren't brought up much religion, really. Other things maybe instead. Anyway, so she wanted a humanist eulogy, and she wanted the song. She wanted to choose the music. There's a little envelope she had with a lovely writing, a spidery writing on this opened up, and lovely spidery. It got quite spider at the end, I should say, even more. But anyway, and she wanted "Shotgun Boogie" by Tennessee Ernie Ford. She loved rockabilly. She loved dancing, and she wanted "La Compasita." She wanted a tango, and a couple of songs of mine. So it was strange going around her house. I felt like a bit intruder, really, like nosy, but after clearing out and looking for night dresses and stuff and things there. Anyway, I had to clear up, and I've still got it. I've got to get a new. This is her purse. It's got a bit of holes in it. I can see. Anyway, I put change in there, picks and chewing gum. But anyway, so this is for her. So Shirley's her name, but I call her my mum. It's not so long as the other ones. You'll be glad to know, probably. Well, it's so good to leave home, 'cause it's so good to come back. There's no easier place to find on a map. She cried to see us go and she cried to see us back. There's no one else in the world who ever loved us like that. Shirley's her name, but we call her our mum. I call my dad. I feel like a prodigal son. Well, she feeds us like we haven't eaten for weeks. She spoils us and still wants to rock us to sleep. She woke us up, cooked for us and washed our clothes. She used to kiss her knees better what my bubbly knows. Shirley's her name, but we call her our mum. I call my dad. I feel like a prodigal son. Now she's so easy to please, she's so easily hurt. She loved us even when we're covered in dirt. Our mum worked all night and day. Now she's a nurse when we fall, a policeman when we fight, a judge when we argue, and a singer at night. Our mum worked, but she never got paid. Well, you ought to see the way that she serves us. She leaves herself to last. And there were times when we wouldn't even help her out. She'd be too tired to ask. Well, she's a cook, a washerwoman, a teacher and a wife. She's our mum, she's the one who worked for our lives. Shirley's her name, but we call her our mum. I call my dad. I feel like a prodigal son. Now she's so easy to please, she's so easily hurt. She loved us even when we're covered in dirt. Our mum worked all night and day. Oh, she's a nurse when we fall, a policeman when we fight, a judge when we argue, and a singer at night. Our mum worked, but she never got paid. It's so good to leave home, 'cause it's so good to come back. There's no easier place to find on a map. She cried to see us go and she cried to see us back. There's no one else in the world who ever loved us like that. Shirley's her name, but we'll call her our mum. I call my dad. I feel like a prodigal son. That's for Shirley, that one. Bless you, mum. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Big's on the sound tonight. Big, could I get a little bit more voice in the monitor, if possible? Just a tad, please. Thanks. And if you could make me sound like Nat King Cole, it'd be great. Thank you. once a boy. I love that song. Anyway, I'm not doing that tonight. Anyway, we did a few songs with some mates, and that was one of them. And there was a anyway, won't bore you. Okay, let's try something. I'll try this one. So I live in Scotland. I live in the Borders now. The Debatable Lands. Just in Scotland. Aye. The Lowlands. Well, I did live in Orkney for 9 years as well, and it's up there's a different accent as well. Up and down like that, boy. What like? We were talking about it today actually. How they used to speak Norn, and I've got some songs with some Norn, some words in. But accents always fascinated me. Dad came, as I say, came from Glasgow, from Govan, and the shipyards there, what we call the Red Clyde. So when he headed south, seek his fortune, looking for work, no one understood a word he said. And he had to change his accent a wee bit to be understood, which is quite funny because as kids growing up, he used to tell us, you've got to speak properly. It's not metal, it's metal. And I say, Dad, say shirt, and he'd say shirt, 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 shirt. But it was, just a different way of singing when you talk, which is lovely, but he have to change it. They've always fascinated me anyway. Apparently the Queen's accents changed over the years. Some linguists did a study of all the Queen's speeches they happen. I know at Christmas, I don't listen to them. I'm not as a Queenie person at all, but apparently they worked out that she's been watching EastEnders anyway, trying to get closer to the people that signing on. But I didn't realise until I went to Spain that I had a Mexican accent when I spoke Spanish. I didn't know, because you learn an accent. Well, you learn a language and you learn an accent too. I've got French friends who speak English with an Irish accent, because they're partners from Donegal, and it goes on like that, which is funny. In fact, who was it? I was doing, there was a Scots man who was teaching languages, English to people, and they all had Scottish accents. Nowadays accent. It's quite nice, that. But I think Nigel Farage is a bit of a I think they worry. I think different languages worry him, let alone accents. He was on a train in the southeast somewhere, and he didn't. There's all people different with different accents, which is quite strange, and different languages, which is quite strange because he was married to a German woman, at least for a while. But then UKIP always told us, didn't they? UKIP always went, people are coming here doing jobs that British people don't want to do. English people, which I guess marrying him was one of them, obviously. That's the big one. That's the biggest one. Because who would? But I was living in Germany, and lovely friends there. And they've all got their own accents as well. Got Schwäbische Deutsch, there's Frieslander, there's Plattdeutsch in Hamburg, and it's rich, isn't it? Language is rich, it's lovely. And I was there in Hamburg, and I met a lot of. I was an Ausländer, and I met other Ausländers like myself. There were black South Africans, there were Ethiopians, there were Chileans, friends from Ireland doing roofing jobs, tarring roofs. There were all kinds of folks, and a lot of the word Ausländer in Spanish we say extranjero. Of course, in English we say foreigner, but the Greeks have a nice word. Xenos, which I thought meant exile, but it means guest. So you realise xenophobia is a fear of guests. Oh no, they're coming round for tea. Oh no, they're going to take sugar as well in their tea and want some cake. Oh no. Anyway, no, it's weird, isn't it? But anyway, funny. There were some Greek guys last night at the gig I did. Demetrios, lovely guy. Two brothers there. I used to work in a restaurant in the middle of London, and they reminded me of Jewish family. They were just buying drinks. Anyway, we talked about that languages. But so there were a lot of Turkish people in Hamburg too. They were invited over to work, and they were called Gastarbeiters, which means guest worker, and they did all the dangerous jobs like moving chemical waste, and they didn't get the same protection as German folks doing that kind of work, or the same wages, come to that, which happens here too. But a lot of folks came seeking refuge, which people had been doing for centuries. And there was a Kurdish fella. His name was Kemal, Kemal Altun. He was arrested by the Polizei, the German police, and they were going to deport him. And he said, please, I'd love to go back to my own country, but my dad's in prison. He's a political prisoner, and I miss my language and my friends, and I got as far as Greece. Oh, I'd love to. I miss it, but I need asylum. I need safety, refuge. But they weren't going to give it to him, and there was a press conference. And at the press conference, he was there, jumped from a window to his death, rather than be sent back to torture and imprisonment. So this song's for him, this one, and it's called Huge Sky. This one, anyway, and La Gran Ciel. And I did know the Kurdish word. It slipped my head right now. I've forgotten. I did ask some Kurdish friends that I met when I was up in Hull, playing with them. Anyway, it might come back to me. Anyway, it's a bit of a miserable song, but you can have a good dance to it anyway, at least. But no, they're all love songs. They're all love songs. Some are angrier than others, that's all, but they're all love songs. You were led handcuffed into the press room. They interrogated you. You knew no one. You knew no one. The press asked questions. They held pencils and cameras, but to you they looked like they were all holding guns. They were all holding guns. They kept you standing until your feet were numb. You saw the huge sky where the birds were flying around looking free. You're much bigger than you were ever given room to be. Much bigger than you were ever given room to be. Send you home to be caged up and tortured. No, 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 here ain't the place you belong. Here ain't the place you belong. Here where the dumb try to talk to the deaf, and the deaf try to listen. They're trying to listen to the dumb. They're trying to listen to the dumb. They kept you standing until your feet were numb. You saw the huge sky where the birds were flying around looking free. You're much bigger than you were ever given room to be. You're much bigger than you were ever given room to be. Hippanagi honna gaburma. Hippanagi honna gaburma. Hippanagi hamla. Hippaumba hida hey unde. Well, they told you so there was a cage around you. Wherever you moved, some kind of river would flow. You wanted to feel the grass under your feet. You saw the huge sky from the top floor window. Well, you who were brave for being outspoken, you with your dreams you didn't want to be broken. You ran to the window and pulled it wide open. You saw the huge sky where the birds were flying around looking free. You're much bigger than you were ever given room to be. You're much bigger than you were ever given room to be. So you threw yourself from that cage to fly away. I try to get free, to try to get free, try to get free, I try to get free. You were pushed by invisible hands, pushed by your government's fear. You were pushed by invisible hands, pushed by a massive government's fear. akkanegi horno, papurmane adegahon. Hey, akkanegi honnara, tappa umbaida, hey, ondeo. A priest once told his whole congregation a man will never fly. But another man dreamed and another man said, hey, I'm gonna give it a try. So the man, wingsy, climbed up and he jumped. Then the brave man fell and he died. And the priest said, there you are, I told you I was right. I told you he'd never fly. I told you the man could never fly. Heppanagi honna kaburma. Hai akkanagi honne da burma. Heppanagi honnara kappa umbaida unde. Hakai gigahani mahani lahia mama. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers. You're welcome, mate. Bless you. What's your name? Tiger. Oh, hey. I'm on water tonight. Yeah, because I'm driving anyway, but yeah, recovering. No, that's all right. Yeah, you know, first things first, you know, you've got to choose your battles, haven't you? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Cheers, I'll do another one for you. This is a sad one, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I was at a funeral the other day, and, I don't know, I think, it's not, don't know. Can he come in? I don't know. I think... Yeah. No, okay. I'm going to do this one. So have a listen from out there. I know it's a bit weird, but I come out and sing for you out there, but I can't because I'll catch a chill. I'm recovering from a cold. Anyway. No, you're right. It's okay. It's nice to have friendly banter. I like that. Lovely. Yeah. It is. Yeah. These are all love songs. It's true. I've got some, yeah. Do some more later. I might do a kissing one for you. Yeah. Although it's COVID, so I'm not sure. But anyway. I'll do this one. Look, I was at a funeral Wednesday, and this is for Glenn. Glenn, yeah. There was a band called The Happy End. Big band they were, in the 80s, and I remember doing a couple of gigs with them. We did a couple of my songs, which was lovely. They did all this Bertolt Brecht and Weill stuff, and they did a Victor Hara tune, La Partida. I've got a song for him. And they did Flanagan's Ball and all kinds of stuff, folk stuff and jazz, Thelonious Monk. Anyway, Glenn was the trumpet player and did a lot of arranging. And Matt too, he's left us. And Marina, this is my partner's mum, left really just very suddenly recently, Marina. So I went down to sing for her as well. Anyway, this is for her and her partner. She's gone to be with her. This is for David as well. Hey? You do what you like. Honestly, it's fine. You go and get a drink. Yeah, I'll be here for a while yet. Yeah. Anyway. So anyway, this is for and my dad when he passed away. I don't. He was from Glasgow, as I said, and his first taste of the countryside was working on a farm in Ayrshire, as a 14-year-old, and where he discovered nature and his own nature because he discovered his own sexuality as well. You know, girls and how feelings like that, and that was a big thing for him, discovering all that. And Anyway, he obviously him and my mum separated, and he fell in love with a Dutch woman called Inga, and his dad was in the resistance and all this stuff. And anyway, he was a self-educated dad, and passionate about learning. So he'd always, telling people, want to share things, which is great. He loved, reading was a big, powerful thing to do, a way of getting away from being poor. For a lot of people in Glasgow like that. But anyway, so Inga, we went to clear, and he was rollerblading in his 80s, and he fell because it's very flat there in Holland, over the dikes and everything like that. And anyway, very lively guy. And we went to clear his flat up out, and that night we took Inga out for a meal, her and her daughter Barbara and Barbara's son, and all sitting having a chat. And Inga said, your dad, he was my best friend. He was my best friend. He made me laugh. He taught me a lot. We had the same politics, and we argue, yeah. And he made me laugh. And the sex was really good, she said, which was great. It's really nice to have all that in one, isn't it? Okay, if you argue, I can understand it, because she was brave to live with my dad, I'll tell you. Anyway, and then they didn't. But that's probably how they got on as well. But she said, your my dad never smoked, but he got pulmonary thing, and he was drowning in his own lungs really in the end, and when saying goodbye to him, he would make him laugh a lot, and he coughed. Anyway, she said, I just didn't get there to hold him for his last breath. So this is for Inga as well, because and I always thought of that, how that is, So anyway, this is for them, Glenn and Marina and. Farewell, you northern hills, your mountains, oh goodbye. Moorland and stony ridges, crags and peaks, goodbye. Glitterfach, farewell, Carlbeck, Skeffel, cloud bearing sylvan, sun-warmed rock, and the cold of the bleak lows, frozen seas, the snow and the wind and the rain from hills and mountains. Days in the sun and the tempered wind and the air like wine, and you drink till you're drunk on the joy of living. Farewell to you, my love, my time is almost done. Lie in my arms once more until the darkness comes. You fill all my days, held the light at bay, dearest companion. Years pass by and are gone with the speed of birds in flight. Our life like the verse of a song heard in the mountains. Give me your hand then, love, and join your voice with mine, and we'll sing the hurt and the pain and the joy of living. Farewell to you, my chicks, soon you must fly alone. Flesh of my flesh, my future life, bone of my bone. May your wings be strong, may your days be long, safe be your journey. Each of you bears inside of you the gift of love. May it bring you light and warmth and the pleasure of giving. Eagerly savour each new day and the taste of its mouth, and never lose sight of the thrill and the joy of living. Take me to some high place of heather, rock and ling. Scatter my dust and ashes, feed me to the wind, so that I will be part of all you see, the air you are breathing. I'll be part of the curlew's cry and the soaring hawk, the blue milk wort and the sundew hung with diamonds. I'll be riding the gentle wind that blows through your hair, reminding you how we shared in the joy of living. La, 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 la. Bless you, Marina. Bless you, Glenn. Bless you, Dad. Thank you. That was a Ewan McCall song, that one. I better do a happy one now. I've got a conception song. That's the opposite, I suppose. Would you like that? Or yeah, is that? Oh, okay. Okay. Shall I do? What shall I do then? Oh, I'll do a different one then. Well, would you like? You probably would a happy hour one, wouldn't you? Shall I do a conception one or a kissing one? A kissing one. Okay. All right. I'll do a kissing one. I've got to just tune up. We'll do a couple more. Is that right, Vic? I'll do that and a tune, a very short one, and we'll take a break. Someone I've got CD, obviously, yeah. Right, Tiger. Yeah, no, not yet. No, that's all right then. No, you know, I was when you give blood, I was giving blood up in Scotland anyway. They give you a ton of cakes or Kit Kats or a cheesy wafer thing anyway, and I haven't had them for ages. But you know what, that and a couple of anyway. I just thought, God, I'm gonna allow myself to have a Kit Kat for them. Eh? Yeah. Well, I've got more of a savoury tooth, you see, than sweet. So I did go for the cheese, I have to admit. Okay, I'll do a kissing one. I haven't done this for a while. I was going to do a different one, but this is a bit longer than the conception one, actually. Does that matter? Oh, okay. Okay, well, there's a lot of kisses in this song. There's a smudderkin in it as well. Well, a smudderkin, if you're from Shetlands, if you're from the Shetland Islands, a smudderkin is a kiss. Up in there, if you're from Orkney, it's a smoothie. I love that. Anyway. And if you're from... in Ireland, well, if you speak Gaelic, it'll be a pog or a pogue, as you might know. And if you're down in Cornwall, a kiss is an abmo or a bayo. Bayo sounds quite Spanish to me, like beso, which makes me wonder if the Spanish Armada did actually land all those years ago, but they just went around kissing everyone. I don't know. And then, of course, we've got snogging. And in Welsh, depending if it's North or South Wales, it's a sus or a kissan. In Australia, in black folks in Australia, well, there's 400 different languages. When I remembered, they told me, what was it? There was near Alice Springs there, folks, the Iranda people there, my friends there, they say a yorpa is a kiss, a yorpa. And up in near Wauchope, New South Wales, it's a moonanberry, which sounds like you've got to climb up and get it, which I quite like because I love fruit. Nice, juicy, mango-y. Anyway, and but this is, I don't know if anyone here is from London at all. I don't know if you are, but yeah, anyway, yeah. What part of London are you from? Hackney. Oh, my mum was from Hackney. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I was born in London, so I could be near my mum, and which is quite handy, I know. This is Celebrate London, because it's funny how you can miss a place that other people find ugly, and I haven't done this for a wee while. I hope I can remember it. And there's only 2 chords in it, so it's that one and that one. But when I recorded it, I did put some pedal steel on it, because I love pedal steel. It's like musical saw. It's really ethereal up there. And what else? Yeah, anyway, yeah. Okay. It's not the shortest song, but we'll have breakfast together, as I said. She gave me Irish London kisses on a 36 bus. I gave her Cockney kisses walking by the River Thames. Come on, she said, I'll kiss you up in Vauxhall Bridge. Then we walked back down the towpath in the London rain. From Camden Town, I'm in under Westbourne Park. Sunday evening, winter, it was early getting dark. The walkers and I was walking hand in hand with you. We gave each other London kisses on the Western Avenue. I always look down in London these days. I often forget to look up at the sky, but I watched the Harlesden moon as I was walking with you past the lonely cemetery up at Kensal Rise, shining in the Blackground Union, snaking under Cutton Bridge. As his free house, it was steaming, full of reels and jigs. Then we rolled back down the Harrow Road past Elgin Estate, up on for warmness in meanwhile gardens. I could hardly wait to give you noisy London kisses, dirty London kisses. Traffic jam snogging in the middle of the road. Old and young kisses, wet River Thames kisses, sweet Blue Market kisses like blackberries and mangoes. Your deep London kisses making me feel rich, ringing all my bells and the bells of Shoreditch. Hot kisses like a hot, fresh pot of strong tea. I love your mouth and I'm yours. Say the bells are step. I'll give you off it you go. Oh no, here we go. I've forgotten it now. You give me one London kisses. Oh no, how's it go? I'll give you refugee kisses. Horse kisses. Oh no, hold on. You get me? I'll give you horse kisses. Walking this. Oh no, I've gone. Sorry, out there in Zoom land there. I'm trying to remember how it goes. I'll give you kisses, and that's where the treasure's buried. I'll give you. Slipped the head completely. I knew this would happen. If you could just turn around and kiss someone that you feel safe about kissing. Just busking down Portobello. Oh no, I can't remember it at all. Shall I just give up? I might have to jump in. You said the London that the tourist view was different from the London I gave to you. You give me warm London kisses as you're walking in this rain. To Paddington from Brixton, we missed the last train and we're singing on the night bus home from Trafalgar Square. I kissed you on the top deck, you kissed me on the stair at home. You take the London kisses on your neck and on your yes. Warm London kisses. I'm just taking off your dress as you're unbuckling my kilt. I kiss your fingers and your toes. We're tangled in our laughter and kissing under bedclothes while the homeless are sleeping on the Euston Station grass. We ask each other, where would you make love if you were homeless? Joke arrived down from home. I could list up. I'll give you footballer's kisses because you scored the winning goal. In the back of my neck, kisses touch my soul. I might have to give up. I'll give you footballer's kisses because you scored the winning goal. In the back of my neck, your kisses touch my soul. Give me footballer's kisses. Men are kissing men. I kiss my dad, I kiss my own brother and my best friend. Is the photo of my grandma in 1902. She's the tall one who isn't wearing any shoes. It was taken in Whitechapel when my grandma was raised. Refugees sailed here, found work and they stayed. Seamstresses, tailors, sewing needles and thread. I crowded into rooms but they all got fed and gave each other London kisses. Oh, London kisses. Sweet Yiddish kisses they took and they gave. Pakistani kisses, Asian immigrant kisses. Long lost kisses, kisses brought from far away. Delivered by a postman walking down a Tottenham street. Graffiti painted on a wall saying, Chelsea, oh shit. And Ham said, he, the red kite's flying on a windy day. Said, it's on the palace, and look over there, it's Wembley. I can see the tower, the power station down in Battersea, and the post office tower from my window where I'm stood. I can see the rainstorms coming, and the 19th story flat, the River Thames Basin, and the old London soot, the red ball of the sun down on Western Avenue, as it sinks into Uxbridge, disappearing out of view. And far away I get homesick, and I'm often surprised at how beautiful this dirty old London can be. I see chimneys, red brick, old sunlit and blue skies, through tall green trees on a train from Hackney. A part of a forest that was London years ago. We're just cracking up through pavements on the old Kent Road. London birds have never forgotten how to sing. In Epping Forest and Riceley Woods, flowers are blossoming, blowing springtime kisses like pollen in the wind, like dandelion seeds over London parachuting. Closed line drips under a London blue sky, waiting for red shirts and green knickers to dry. A tiny plot of cabbages gone in topsoil, kids are squilling in the bath, a kettle whistles on the boil, giving bath time kisses, bedtime kisses, warm kisses from warm London lips, greasy kisses are just lipstick kisses, salt and vinegar kisses with a taste of fish and chips. Crisp and New London after the Blitz. He tramped for Waterloo to search the rubbish bins of the Ritz, asking for directions, giving woodbines when he begs. He'll tell the quickest way to Shepherd's Bush is up the Shepherd's Leg. Playing kiss jays in the playground near Camberwell Green, running round an infant school playground and singing, we four kings of Leicester Square, selling ladies' underwear. How fantastic, no elastic, only tuppence a pair, and getting London kisses from a girl with a snotty nose. They were salty London kisses for a boy who fancied those. Jamaican London kisses from a girl called Gilliana. She gave me African kisses at a school in Camberwell, holding hands in the playground with my first girlfriend, giving shy London kisses to my black-skinned girl, giving shy London kisses to my brown-eyed girl. And if there was a kissing street, it would be in every London street I walked with you, down Cuddling Lane and Snogging Crescent. A lover's walk, but we wouldn't hurry through. I'll give you noisy London kisses, dirty London kisses, traffic jam snogging in the middle of the road, old and young kisses, wet River Thames kisses, sweet fruit market kisses like blackberries and mangoes. Your tea London kisses making me feel rich, ringing on my bells and the bells of Shoreditch. Hot kisses like a hot fresh pot of strong tea. I love your mouth and I'm all yours. Say the bells of Stepney. Hot kisses like a hot fresh pot of Rosie Lee. I love your mouth and I'm all yours. Say the bells of Stepney. Kisses, oh, them golden kisses I love to feel from your sweet, sweet lips. Oh, I forgot some of that, sorry. Oh, well. Right. A quick tune and then we'll give you a break. Sorry about forgetting the words, but there you go. 2 years away. I should have practiced, shouldn't I? It's been a long time coming. Yeah. Actually, shooting practice. Funny, someone, was it that guy asked someone on the way to, how to get to Carnegie Hill? He said, yeah, practice, he said. Okay, I'll do this quick tune. I'm going to play some spoons on this for you. I know. Been threatening to go high tech for years now. Get that electric food mixer, but as yet. But this tune I made up. It was born during the miners' strike all those years ago. The best way to keep warm on the picket line was to dance, which is where this tune come from. Among all the other tunes I was playing and stuff, but in Orkney there's a movement of the feet in the winter to keep warm, which is called a fitty go mash. And so I call this a fitty go mash anyway, and instead of a jig or a reel, whatever it might be. And yeah, and this one's also for the firemen. I played this for during the fireman's strike a couple of years ago as well. Anyway, so here we go. Someone shows up at the end of this tune like they did at Allgreave and various other places. So let's see how we go. Notes missing it. Well, there's going to be a few notes. You know what? Never let babies play with your harmonicas. Especially, rusks, if they're teething, of course. But it was a mistake. It's dribbling all through it. In fact, it's not Farley's rusk, it's hobnob. I think it's a bit of hobnob. It might be something. But it's really clogged the breeze up there. Well, there's going to be some notes missing, but there were already too many anyway. So, should just give them an apple to chew on. Finished there. I think I'll finish that one there. Thank you. I'll see you after the break. Anyway, thank you. Thanks, Pete. So yeah, well, I've got some CDs in a bag here, but if you can see them as you come in on the table. You don't have to buy them. You just look at the covers, enjoy them. Covers, look at them, and if you really can't afford, you can get because you've got to spend money on your food and drink. I mean, so you might be, but you could order them from your library. If you've got library still, oh great. Well, you could order them from your library, bring them home, and listen to them. As you'd listen to them, of course you copy it, don't you? Record it, and then take it back, and everyone else gets the benefit of it then, don't they? Bastards. No, it's lovely. I don't mind that. It's great. I'm all for that library. So, yeah. But just go and have a look. And I've got a few in my bag if you happen to have some money flush, or you can get them online. And I'll leave you now for a little break, and I won't do any more talking. Except to me friend. Except to be friendly. How you doing? Oh. Excuse me. Hi again. Some more songs for you. Hey. Yes, I'll carry on until I have to stop. Which, well. Right, I'll do that one, because in case I've run out of time. I was going to do my grandma's one, but... oh, should I do... I could do it if you want it. Would you like to hear it? Yeah. Okay, I'll do that, and then the other one I was going to do. Okay. All right. Okay, this is for Auntie Sadie, who rang earlier. This is for her older sister. Well, she was the oldest anyway. She had lots of brothers, and she loved dancing, which is why it's a dance song. And that's how she met my granddad. They were dancing partners. And yeah, and one of her brothers was a wrestler, Uncle Joe. I mentioned it today. I was talking to Jen over there, and I've got a picture. Anyway, I've got to get it, show her sometime. Anyway, there's probably one of them. But yeah, Uncle Joe was a wrestler, and I mentioned him. He was an amateur wrestler, and I found out, discovered by someone who used to wrestle with him in New Zealand, that he used to be. They were at Cable Street, the Battle of Cable Street, when the black shirts, the fascists, were attacking immigrants, which they still do. He was part of the vigilante at the barricades there with the other wrestlers. I know this because I was in New Zealand and I mentioned his name, and some young fella come up to me and he said, "I think my dad used to wrestle with your great uncle." And so he told me that. I didn't know that. And other stories too. So yeah, the black shirts. The owner of the Daily Mail at the time, Lord Rothmere, supported the black shirts. Hurrah for the black shirts. Thought Hitler was all right. So it just shows you. Careful what you're reading these days. Tax dodging millionaires, owning newspapers. Daily Mail, Rupert Murdoch and all these. But this is Songs from My Grandma. It's a dance tune. It's a bit of her story. She was very good at Diablo in her 80s. Right up and catch it, showing us kids and all that stuff. So anyway, so it's called The Wind Is Getting Stronger, this one. And yeah, and I don't know, yeah. This is one that starts quietly as well. All in the tangles you try to untie by telling, but you tie yourself up with the one who is told. Grandma's hands are stiff, when I hold them they're freezing. She's still refusing to get out. Her fingers hurt bad, can't close her handbag, can't do the buttons of her jumper up. Her body's gone wrong, but stubborn and strong. She argues with the doctor. Well, call me the nurse, I don't want to hearse. The cups are getting younger, the stairs are getting longer, your voice is getting quieter. The wind is getting stronger. She immigrated from Russia at 9 months old. She's still got all her teeth, some are filled with gold, but they hurt her now when she drinks something cold. She won't stand her false teeth for rattling her gobble. Her fingers her bag, I'll close her handbag, can't do the buttons of her jumper up. Her body's gone wrong, but stubborn and strong. She argues with the doctor. Well, call me the nurse, I don't want to hers. The cops are getting younger, the stairs are getting longer, your voice is getting quieter, the wind is getting stronger. Well, her grandma was raised near Stepney Green, near Aldgate East and a Petticoat Lane. Her mother always made sure there was food to eat, but as a girl she ran around with her shoes on her feet. Her dad spoke Russian, not much English. Her grand translated foreign got to Yiddish. She mothered her brothers and daughter her mother. The blindfold tried to stop her daughter seeing her father, cause he was an atheist, he wasn't kosher. Her mum and daddy eloped so they could get closer, but my grand told my mum, you love him, that's enough, cause my grand was forced to wed a man she didn't love. Grandma said we didn't know it, but times are very hard then, but then at least there was a dancing, but then at least we could go dancing. La 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 dee da dee da la 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 da 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 la la da dee da dee da 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 dee da o go go da da go da da dee na 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 da da ba da dee da go go da da go da da dee na na. I was the oldest sister, so I never had a childhood. When I was 6 years old, she talks, I had the spoon feed and carry my brothers till they were old enough to walk. As a girl, she worked as a seamstress. That's how her 9 brothers and her sister were fed. She's got a little hole in her front tooth from the constant biting of the cotton and thread. I fingers her bag, I close her handbag, I do the buttons of her jumper up. Her body's gone wrong, but stubborn and strong. She argues with the doctor. Well, call me the nurse, I don't want to hers. The cops are getting younger, the stairs are getting longer, your voice is getting quieter, the wind is getting stronger. Hey. Well, at 70 years I saw her throw a Diablo and catch it spinning on a piece of string. She could touch her toes, shoot a netball and spin around the ballroom dancing. Was his fandangos, Charleston's and tangos, she and her grandpa would foxtrot. They won prizes, but illness sacrifices youth, so now they are both stopped. Well, call me the nurse, I don't want to hers. The cops are getting younger, the stairs are getting longer, your voice is getting quieter, the wind is getting stronger. Well, call me the nurse, I don't want to hers. The cops are getting younger. The stairs are getting longer, your voice is getting quieter, the wind is getting stronger, the wind is getting stronger, the wind is getting. Oh, go 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 dee la dee da la dee la 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 I la 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 da da dee da la 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 la. Oh, go 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 dee la dee da la dee la 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 I la 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 da da dee da la 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 la. La 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 la, oh la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, dee da dee da la la, oh go da da dee dee da, ga dee da la, I dee da, I la la, do 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 dee da do da la la, oh go cocky da dee da da, oh go cocky da dee la la, oh go cocky da dee da da. Woo! Hey. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Thank you. That's from my grandma. And my auntie Sadie. Why not? Because they had similar lives, though. Here's a song about tools. This one. Actually, March the 13th. Well, it was a couple of years ago. Well, quite a few years ago. March the 13th was the. The big shooting happened in Scotland. Probably heard about it. And all the kids, at school. Dunblane, that's it, yeah. They changed a lot of the laws, gun laws after that. You had to register for gun ownership and background checks and all that kind of stuff. Interesting enough, around the same date, some years later, in Christchurch, New Zealand, there was a big shooting. An Australian man, shot people coming out of a mosque, terrorist. You could call him a terrorist, white supremacist, whatever you. And they've That's changing their gun laws again. In America, the gun laws haven't changed much. The NRA, the National Rifle Association, I think they. I used to think them. I think they were the military wing of Trump's Republican Party, really, in a way. They funded these election campaign, so he didn't do much about their gun ownership, the laws in America there. But there are mothers there trying to do something about it. Anyway, up there. Because we've got knife crimes as well now. But anyway, look, here's a song about tools and that I made up. Hank Williams-esque, maybe. Tune, anyway. I use a broom to sweep the dust off the floor. I use wooden oars to row my boat to shore. To pull bent nails, use my grandpa's pliers. Pine cone for kindling and flint for starting fires. I use a fork to turn the earth, I use a trowel to sow. Seedlings, gooseberry bushes to grow. Garlic, chives, rhubarb, apples and plums. But I've never had any use for a gun. I use a hammer for banging in a nail. Hang a picture, fix your shelf. I've used a bedsheet for a sail. I've used a screwdriver for screwing bits of wood together. Use my hat and coat to keep out the cold and windy weather. I use a pencil to draw and a pen to write a letter to send greetings and news to everyone. And after all this time, my itchy fingers still find that they don't have any use for a gun. I use a sprinkling can to water my crop. I use a wood plane and chisel that were our grandpops. My chores are never finished, though we work non-stop. I built a bed that we can dream in when we're ready to flop. I use an umbrella for the rain and a sombrero for the sun. My way of life has taught me my belief in everyone. My ideas are a little homespun. But we've learned to make demands, yet be patient where we're from. And we've never had any use for a gun. I use a bucket to carry water from the well. I use a pot for tea and coffee, I love that smell. Use a bone shaker of a truck to lug around my tools. That same old bagger takes my kids to school. I use a knife for slicing bread to share with everyone. I use that blade for cutting tethers that couldn't be undone. But I've never had any use for a gun. To cook soup, I use a pot. To fry beans, I use a pan. A glove to stop me getting thorns and splinters in my hand. Used a bandage to stop bleeding from the gash that left me scarred. I used scissors and glue to make a birthday card. I used a railway train to bring me somewhere far. To travel with a song, I might be using this guitar. Use a ball to throw the catch and to kick and have fun. Use old guitar strings to tie a loose exhaust pipe on. After all the tools I've handled and all the wrenches I've wielded, and the poisonous ideas I've avoided and I've shunned, after all these years, despite pressure from my peers, I still find I have no use for a gun. There'll be no need for a gun to protect ourselves from someone else with a gun, who are guarding themselves from someone with a gun, who are defending themselves from a man with a gun who is scaring himself and frightening everyone else with a gun. I use Spanish expressions, learn to speak another tongue. Use other words to talk in places where I ain't from, with other people who are patient and make me feel that I belong. And wherever I travel, wherever I'm from, I was welcomed, I wasn't rejected or snubbed. My hand was shaken, I wasn't beaten or clubbed by anyone. I made acquaintances and friends, like it brought us together, or we were introduced. For making friends, I found I've never had any use for a gun. I recall my grandma's old valve radio when Gunslinger and the Oakley sung. how she danced and her sweet voice soared. I remember that song when Betty Hutton roared with passion and with power. I heard my own mother even sing it in the shower, that you can't get a man with a gun. I've killed midges, killed a wasp, I've killed aphids on my radish. I've killed flu germs and bacteria. I guess that means I'm not a Buddhist. Oh, I'm peaceful, I never meant harm to anyone. If by surprise I find myself looking down the muzzle of a gun, in fights I use my fist, at first I try to use my tongue. Some will bully you for power, some will spite you just for fun. It's good to be brave, and then it's also good to run. I aim to die in my sleep, age 101. Brother, can I try to persuade you with your patience wearing thin? Not to fight a war we all will lose, a war no one can win. Can I ask you please to put down that rifle? I've heard that some folks will kill you for an idea or a trifle. I'm sure we can all agree to differ and end up somehow shaking hands. I try to listen to your worries, your fears and your demands. I've got frontiers, you got boundaries, we both have our borderlines. These can change like the wind, always being redefined. Prejudice is taught, young children aren't that way inclined. I'm asking you to try to see that hatred makes us blind. I'm inviting you to try to sit and eat and talk around our fire. Until we find that we don't have any use for a gun. Oh dear, I forgot some of that, but never mind. You didn't notice, so it's all right. Well, maybe you did. Oh, whoops. Okay. I could do something. Oh yeah, I'll try. I've got a few canal songs I made. This one's from MJ. MJ's got a boat, canal boat. It used to be a grit carrier, canal boat. And it's got a theatre on it. It's called the Widgeon, and I made some songs for some canal songs. Here's one. I'll do a couple maybe if I can remember them. Just because I never get to do them. I've never. So yeah, and yeah, where's she moored now? I don't know where she's moored. Anyway. So a lot of people live on boats. When I left school, a lot of my mates moved on to boats. It was cheaper than renting at the time. And of course, nowadays you've got to move on. You've got 2 weeks moorings if you're lucky. Unless you've got a permanent mooring, which costs a fortune. It could be thousands, in London especially. I've got friends who got in near Banbury, Oxfordshire. They've got some land there. It's a permanent moorings there, so they just stay in one place. They've got a bit of a dry dock to do repairs and stuff like that. So. Anyway, look, I'll never got this one. I can't remember how it goes. It might end up being shorter than I meant it to be. Looking for work, I hoped I'd mend a broken heart. Once I was almost hitched and lashed, but I didn't stay moored for long. I might have wanted to be, but she never asked. But she never asked. Like oil on water, they don't mix. I could not be tied or ever let myself be hitched on the one who got away, the one that wriggled free. Like oil on water, they don't mix. Living on the cut, slow enough to stop. Sometimes you have to make your own luck. For some folks their supply of luck is getting shorter. For me, life is simple, just add water. I've often seen the moon go down and the sun come up. Bless the potter's hand who made this teacup. And the bowl I eat my soup from, my fire is always warming me. It's a burning piece of the sun. Burning in my stove is the piece of the sun. Memories flood my thoughts of good times enjoyed, over a glass or a cup, sharing songs and laughter, sustained and kept me afloat. Your laughter buoyed me up. It lifted me and cheered me up. living on the cut, slow enough to stop. Sometimes you have to make your own luck. For some folks their supply of luck is getting shorter. For me, life is simple, just add water, keeping it basic. There's no trick to stop life from getting shorter. For me, life is simple, so very simple, just add water. The singing kettle is boiling with water. It's boiling and it sings with glee. A heating of the pot for a mug of tea. To be or not to be, back under on a poke for cups of tea. We are gathered around for cups of tea. My boat swings and sways with the tide, and it pulls my line. It's pulling my tow line tauter. My boat is swaying with the tide. Some folks live settled in one place. For me, life is simple, just add water. Living on the cut, slow enough to stop. Sometimes you have to make your own luck. For some folks their supply of luck is getting shorter. For me, life is simple, just add water. Hey. Let's try this one. This is the one. I've got quite a few songs about travelling songs and refugees and Too Old for the Orphanage. And there's, I could do that one, or let's try. Or Foreigner Forever. Oh, I've got an angry. I could do. Yeah, I'll do one I don't know in a bit. Maybe I'll finish off with that because I haven't heard it before myself. But actually, I better check my. Shall I do this one? Yeah, would you like one about refugees? I don't know. Foreigner Forever, or would you like another one about canals? I don't know. Foreigner Forever, okay. Okay, this is one I made quite a few years ago, and I re-recorded it with a band. I don't know if you ever saw me with a band. We did play here, didn't we? Yeah, so Diego was playing harp, Colombian harp, and Bob was clarinet and sax, and Richard was double bass. Yeah, we haven't had any gigs since. Can't get any. Yeah, I'm lucky to be here myself. Where was it? Oh, that was after Lancaster. Yeah, here was after. I'm sure it was. Anyway, okay, I'm not going to argue. We don't play anymore. We haven't played for a few years now. Anyway, so we did meet up. Yeah. Anyway, I've got this one. I don't remember. I left my poor home to earn some money. I worked night and day and I suffered and cried. I planned to go back home, but I never did return. I wanted to give my kids a start in life. I tried to save money. I said that I would stay for 5 years, but 5 years passed and they turned into 10. 10 turned to 15, 15 to 20, till I found I wouldn't be returning home again. No, London town, it wasn't paved with gold. I worked long hours in the factory, stuffing teddy bears and sewing ladies' coats to send back my family some money. To come thousands of miles was like going to the moon. I wondered if we'd ever get back home. I didn't know what I would find. I was nobody's son in this country. I was alone. Once you start travelling, you just don't belong anywhere. I had to get over my yearning to return, and the feeling that this isn't really my home. For a refugee is such a sad thing to learn. It took me 10 months phoning, searching for a room. I'd be told it's gone or we have no space. When they opened the door and they saw my colour, they slammed the door in my face. Us refugees, we had to pack up and go, uprooted and told we had to leave our town. My best friend was caught, he was riddled with bullets. We found his beaten body bleeding on the ground. It told me to grow up quickly. I was torn from my country and I was torn straight up from my feet. The first thing that matters for a refugee is a bed and something to eat. I was sentenced in my absence while I was exiled. My mother wrote me in a tear-stained letter that my father was dying, he was calling for me. I couldn't steal back to see him and he never got better. I believe I talk the same language, but I don't. I'll be open-hearted, but people who would not. There's a way in which I touch somebody and they shrink. There's a hypocrisy that some people have got. If it's not my accent, because I'm trying to learn English, it will be the colour of my face, because I'm an immigrant and I'm kept outside. I have to work harder to reach the same place. Oh, being here, it's like not having any past. Things have changed since I left my birthplace. I changed my name, which nobody could pronounce. My real name was a wilderness. I'm lost between two countries, cut off from my past. So now I can't say to the person I'm with, do you recall things we did together 10 years ago? Oh, look at that house there, that's where I used to live. I'll be a foreigner wherever I go, including my birthplace. I can hardly remember. Life has gone on for so long without me there. I think I'll be a foreigner forever. I don't want to die here in this country. I don't want to die, my journey's further than I've got. I want my ashes scattered in the wind or a river, not be buried in this cold ground here to rot. I don't want to be buried in this cold, cold ground. Da la 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 la. Da 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 la la. Da da la da la da da da. Da la la da. Da la 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 la. Da 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 la la. Da la la da la da 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 da. Thanks a lot. Well, I think I've got one more probably. Oh, don't know what it's, yeah, time for one more, maybe just about. I've got too many songs and I didn't. There was a few I was going to do, but I did ones I didn't know a bit more, and so that's fine. You know, it's the only way of remembering them is to forget them and then remember them again. Whatever your names are. What should I do? I better do one more. I could do another harmonica one, or let's see. What can I think of? Farewell, maybe. Farewell, or would you like? I could do another, a different one. Would you? Well, I've got one called "We Must Clap the Capitalists." Would you like to hear that one? I could try and remember it. I don't know if I remember it, but Boris Johnson said that, didn't he? He said we must clap the capitalists. You know, nurses, of course, but and he said if it wasn't for greed, we wouldn't have had the vaccines. You know, greed. So I could try one. I could try that one. I'll try that one because you probably heard Farewell Welfare. I've done it every. Oh, okay. What shall I do? Okay, I better do that now then, and then do the other one, the greed one. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that for an encore. Okay. I did that, actually. Funny enough, I did it in sound check. A bit of that one. Yeah, I couldn't remember it at all, but I did it. I did try it. Okay, look, I'll do Farewell and then I'll do the one about the clapping the capitalists, because I've got to do a bit of that because I'm quite angry with this government. So I've got to do that one. I'll do this one for everyone out there. Hello, I've just not been looking. I keep forgetting that we're on Zoom here, but hello everyone out there. Emily, Ron, Kat, Mark. I don't know. I can see some names. Helen. It's Eva. Anyway, Helen. Oh, I don't. Anyway, I'm going to wave, and I don't know. Again, yeah. There was. Okay, I'll just get on with it. Okay, well, we have this welfare system that was never given to us as a gift. Like most things, our grandmas and our granddads had to fight for it. It looks like we have to fight to keep it. So this song's about that, really. This one's for the nurses and the doctors and us folk who rely on it. Yeah. There's those people who pass laws and they've been trying to sabotage it, haven't they? They blame COVID, but they've been sabotaging the ONHS way before COVID happened, which is why a lot of troubles are. They said they were going to build these hospitals, and they never did. There's no doctors to go in them. So, Etonians, which is kind of strange, because they got, they were probably put into these schools and because the parents want to get rid of them almost, So, yeah. So that caring side of... Anyway, I don't know. I'm going to get psychological about it because there are a bunch of... Anyway. Out of touch. I'll do that song in a bit. Here we go then. It's called Farewell Welfare anyway. So also, I made it years ago. Well, there's a man with his fingers in everybody's pie. I hope he washes some of them sometimes. He talks for money, but talking he eats. He talks to keep himself off of the streets. Well, if there's anything you need, he'll pretend he's got it, and then he'll pretend he can't part with it. He studied hunger like a lawyer studies law. He can make a rich man poorer than poor, because he's a shark. Like a two-tongued double dealing. A money grabber, he's a shark. Like a two-tongued... It's ironic, isn't it? Because, Don't double dealing, a money grabber, well, they make two look just like three. With a jiggery pokery, make a bad thing look good to me. With a jiggery pokery. Well, you may believe the wrong side is right. You may believe a black horse is white. Whatever he sells you, don't be surprised. You find yourself cheated half out your eyes when he sells you things. He'll hide the price. He wants the whole loaf. He ain't content with a slice. He makes the scales dance, weighs one right down. I swears he's just right if he lacks £40. Between the selling, the buying and the politics, there's a profit and the lie, so the money sticks, because he's a shark. Like a two-tongued double dealing, a money grabber, he's a shark. Like a two-tongued double dealing, a money grabber with a make two look just like three. With a jiggery pokery, make a bad thing look good to me. With a jiggery pokery. Well, there's a contract to sign, you could be signing your will. They should rub you with a gun, now they use a pencil. Words lock you up, because words don't bend. So all you get when you sign is the fountain pen. And for father to mother, sister to brother, cousin to uncle, got to stick to each other. Since cheating has grown to be so much the fashion, I believe cheating runs the whole nation with sharks. Like the two-tongued double dealing, the money grabbers, they're sharks. Like the two-tongued double dealing, the money grabbers, when they make two low just like three. With a jiggery pokery, make a bad thing look good to me. With a jiggery pokery. I was out of work, gangrene, and money for a meal. I went to a doctor to try to be healed. He said I had a temperature. He tried to cool me down. He said my case was common. No, could be found. Well, he examined me. I made a diagnosis. Prescribed sedatives in heavy dosage. Said you left to get used to unemployment disease like a slave. Used to being down on his knees, and it's farewell, welfare. Farewell, welfare. Farewell, welfare. Solo. It's not the disease I've got, my eyes, but it's nothing. We can't tranquilise. He won't find a cure, but he makes sure he keeps me out on his drugs, so if they come back, but more, he didn't feel my pulse, instead he felt my purse. He gave me lots of pills and drugs, only made me worse. He gave me stuff that made me sleepy, then he handed me a bill. Prevention is better than a cure, and it's farewell, welfare. Farewell, welfare. Farewell, welfare, so long. It's the disease I've got. Ow, Lord. Hello? Hello, is it NHS 24? Yeah, it's the baby. I'm a bit worried because I've got a rash. My baby, a rash. I'm a bit worried it might be meningitis, and Google it. He gave me so much medicine for my health that I was sick a long time after I got well. And if you got a pain, they're trying to make you forget it. They won't heal your sickness. They just give you anaesthetic. You buy meat, you just get bones. A farmer buys land, but all he gets is stones. You buy eggs, but you just get shells. Pay your doctor for your health, and all you get are bills. He gave me so much medicine for my health. He don't want to cure me. He wants to accumulate wealth, because then he treated me with laxatives. When he asked me for my money, my arms went stiff. He's a shark. Like a two-tongue double dealing, a money grabber, he's a shark. Like a two-tongue double dealing, a money grabber with aim. Make two look just like three. With a jiggery pokery, make a bad thing look good to me. With a jiggery pokery. It's all right, we've got free dental treatment in Scotland. It's all right. I know you don't get that down there, but you know. They just turned the life support machine back on. Huh. Only because we made them. Oh, we made them do it, but I better finish there. Thanks for doing the sound bit. Thanks, Jenny. Thank you all for coming. Thanks, Robert, for the soup today. Oh, all right then. I mean, I could have just, gone over there and made you clap, play for, If you just try one big unanimous clap after 3? Yeah, one single one. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. That's tidy, isn't it? Wow. Yeah, okay, I'll do another one. Okay. What am I going to do? Well, would you like a canal, another canal one, or would you like one about clapping the capitalists? Okay, that's the one I don't know. Okay, right, we'll have a go. Okay, we've got the words here. Oh, no. Anyway. I just say it's kind of a talking blues. Anyway, I was having a rant. Last year, it was when Boris Johnson said that we must clap for the capitalists. And greed is a very good thing. Otherwise, we wouldn't have vaccinations. I think I'll do it in a different key. Let's try the harmonic on this. Yeah. Let's try it. And I did have to, because my songs are quite long. Have you noticed that? Well, I didn't do the longest ones, actually, but Mariachi's quite long. Mariachi's love song. And what have we got in here? Ooh. Anyway. The story of it's longer. It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you're right there. I think that's the right key. But anyway, so I was having a rant anyway about it, there were some verses about Grenfell in there I took out, but I used to live quite near Grenfell. And in a way, saying we should clap for the capitalists, it's almost like, Boris Johnson's really kind of saying, and bloody Grenfell Tower victims, what have they ever done for the rich? That's kind of what I feel he's saying in a way. What's he ever done for the rich people? And, they didn't even go and visit Theresa May, poor Theresa. Anyway, I'll have a go at this one. I don't know how it starts now. I should have run through it in the sound check. Anyway, okay. Our Prime Minister told us we should clap for the capitalists. We should clap for the poor, deprived, impoverished rich. We should clap for those poor, unfortunate, down-and-out bankers, those sorrowful fat cats and flush financiers. We should clap for the benevolent corporations. We should clap for the philanthropic con men. We should clap for the gentlemen who sell weapons and bombs. We should clap and keep clapping for our freedom to live in a cage in a prison of debts. We're told that due to our own failings, we'll always go hungry, scrounge, and live in squalor up to our necks. Because cheating takes a lot to learn. Yes, cheating takes a lot to learn. And telling lies, and printing lies. The tax-dodging millionaire newspapers are printing lies. Clapping won't help us when a mum gets ill. Clapping won't help us, but a pay rise will. Clapping won't help us when a grain gets ill. Clapping won't help us, but a pay rise will. Because cheating takes a lot to learn. Yes, cheating and swindling take a lot to learn. Because us poor folks had no lawyers. Our rulers made it easy for their rich friends to steal. This government passed laws to help themselves, and they've invented the square wheel. Yes, this government have invented the square wheel. They create a problem for every solution. Government have invented the square wheel because they're scared of revolutions. And they'll sing, this land's now my land, no longer your land. From the Duchy of Cornwall to the Scottish Highlands, lands robbed were passed on, now hereditary. From Merthyr to Holyhead, Belfast to Derry, this land's now my land, no longer your land. These lands stolen and acquired by forced decree. And because cheating takes a lot to learn. Yes, cheating, swindling takes a lot to learn. And telling lies, lies and printing lies. Their tax-dodging millionaire newspapers are printing lies. Clapping won't help us when a grain gets ill. Clapping won't help us, but a pay rise will. Clapping won't help us when the nurses get ill. Clapping won't help us, but a pay rise will. Because I can't afford, they won't pay my wages. I can't afford this month's rent. Maybe the Prime Minister will clap for my landlord instead. Maybe he can give a month's rent with a clapping on his clapometers. And maybe clap for the power company that turns off our grandma's heaters. She just claps her hands to try to keep herself warm. in the cold winter winds, the blizzards and the storms. But we know that clapping won't help us when our grain gets ill. Clapping won't help us, but a pay rise will. Clapping won't help us when our mum gets ill. Clapping won't help us, but a pay rise will. Because cheating takes a lot to learn. Yes, cheating and swindling take a lot to learn. We should get told to give a round of applause to those benevolent despots, to those self-made men who employ kids in sweatshops. We're told to give a standing ovation to those billionaires who get... Oh, sorry, hold on. Oops, it's happened again, isn't it? Yeah, we're told to give kids in sweatshops. We're told to clap for those self-made men. Self-made billionaires who always get help from Tory politicians in return for donations to election funds. They place their friends in strong, lucrative positions. Maybe I could make a bid for a PPE contract, maybe, but I guess and I think and I reckon I didn't go and I went to the wrong kind of school for that, because cheating takes a lot to learn. Yes, cheating, swindling takes a lot to learn. And telling lies and printing lies. Their foxy millionaire-owned news channels are telling lies. Clapping won't help us when our mum gets ill. Clapping won't help us, but a pay rise will. Maybe I should stop soon, should I? I don't know. Goes on and on this. What do you think, Vic? Is it right? Am I? Okay, I'll try and remember what I can. We're told to clap to encourage the property developers to build more penitentiaries of hardship and beggary, to develop bigger prisons and cages of poverty, of necessity and destitution. We should build a problem for every solution, and second penthouses for the rich. Don't build homes for the homeless, and forget us working poor, unburdened with money. We should think ourselves lucky to own less. Yeah. I think those poor businessmen stricken by poverty, they can at last find sanctuary in the Conservative Party. Yes, but those businessmen, bankers, always blamed for the things they left undone. But every tycoon living with vast amounts of money is someone's parent, child, sibling, or young loved one. It takes cash to buy a political party, a peerage, a birthright and votes. It's their system we're being asked to clap that helps those cheating, gambling bankers and cutthroats, because cheating takes a lot to learn. I'm going to finish here. Cheating and swindling takes a lot to learn. And telling lies, and printing lies. Their tax-dodging millionaire newspapers are printing lies. Clapping won't help us when a mum gets ill. Clapping won't help us, but a pay rise will. Clapping won't help us when a dad gets ill. Clapping won't help us, but a pay rise will. I'm going to finish it there. I can't remember the rest. There you go. Thank you. Oh, thanks for the claps. Thank you for the clapping. That's great. Oh, you noticed that the lights went on brighter then. The power companies must have heard. Thanks for coming. See you next time. I'll do a bunch of different songs, hopefully, that I might even know. Thank you out there in Zoom land. Thank you. Ron and Kat and Emily and... I'm reading the names here, I don't know. And thank you for... thank you, Zoom. Cheers. Waving back. Hey, hello. Thank you. Thanks for listening.